You should try crown hunting. uh, okay. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So Pan, how far have you made it?
How do you define a set?
Just like your saved loadouts.
I have one for every element type and every status type.
Okay. So you're looking at about 8 or 9, 8 or 9,
something like that. Yeah.
I think it's, well, let me see.
I also have a few sets for. I also have a few sets specifically for killing certain monsters. Like I have I have the stupid purple dragon whose name I can never remember.
Chameleos?
No. The one that gets eaten by Narwa.
Oh, Ibushi.
That's it. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I have a set specifically for killing Ibushi. I have a set specifically for killing Narwa. I had a set specifically for killing Teostra, but then I built the Teostra armor, I built the Teostra sword, and I got a large and small crown. All in about 6 fights. That's how many times it took to get all those. I was very lucky with Teostra. So no, because I also got all the parts for all my stuff.
Oh yeah, no, 6 to get all the parts. The crown hunting was 3. Yeah. Yeah,
that was a wonderful night. So I have a lot of sets. A few of them aren't totally complete yet. And at this point, I feel like I've beaten it. I think there's a few quests I haven't actually done yet, but for the most part, I'm kind of just playing it to hang out with people now.
Okay.
That's the way to be.
For me, I have breached 415 hours. I'm at HR 290 something now. Almost broke into 300. And I have exactly 2 sets for Greatsword. One is my new I want to say Honed Edge. That's for you stuff. Handicraft. There you go. That's the skill. I have a handicraft set and my original set that had a lot of attack boost instead. But then I also have a lance set, and then I also have a bow set for every element. So there you go. So 3 plus. I've got 8 sets. I only use 1 currently. I am only using the one handicraft great sword set. Crown hunting is what I'm down to.
700 hours and barely 430.
I have to check on my end.
340.
I have to check on my end.
Damn.
Alright, let me go and check on my end if I can.
So for me, I've done everything. I've beaten everything. I nearly have every scroll. The only one I'm missing is Allmother. I haven't beaten Allmother 10 times yet. So.
Oh yeah.
Guild card wise, that's what I would need to do is beat Allmother 7 more times and then do the crown hunting like I've been doing. I have out of it's approximately 42 monsters. Out of those, I have 21 crown hunted, I think. It's 20 or 21, with the latest one just being Kazoo, which I will say on stream what I did. In honor of beating Kazoo.
I know. It sounds like Kazoo whenever you say it.
With Pan's help from a local store in her area, I have ordered 144 Kazoos. So they are coming to my house.
100. You know what? I'm not even. Have fun.
It cost them like $10.
Have fun.
Like $10.
Yeah, it was super cheap. It was like I was like, why wouldn't I? It's just for the jokes. Like, I'll do it, and the girls will love it.
I know this can't be right. I have 106
made of the
hours.
very finest.
My God.
They're made of the
think
very
I've got,
finest leaded Chinese plastic.
I think I have almost 100 hours on my gameplay so far, and yeah.
I have a feeling a good bit of it is
was
for AFK, isn't it? That's mine.
Yeah, it is mostly from AFK. Just going out and taking a smoke, or making a sandwich, or like getting a coffee, and just be like, "Yeah, I'll be right back." Oh wait, no, I gotta walk the dog. Oh shit. Okay, well, gotta deal with that.
You play in single player still, more. Why don't you just hit the sleep button? It's so easy.
Gotta get those rookie numbers up, bro. Best way to do it. AFK,
Hours,
man. That's the way to do it.
Hours don't mean anything.
No, I know
All
it's
right.
HR. But it's so easy to farm HR. All you have to do is just, like, fight, like, the toughest monsters that you can. Or at least, you know, complete, like, some of those event quests. And then you can get some pretty good ones. Or rampages. Rampages are probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, rampages seem to be the way that G-Rank Kuripeka was doing it. Specifically Apex Diablos, towards the end of his run. So, I guess, you know, real quick, we ended up we had that big thing where we tried to predict all the monsters. I cannot find Morg's entry or Pan's at all. I don't know what happened. I know what happened
that,
there.
like, more than half of them were wrong. That's all I know, because I predicted Zamtrios.
I found the total numbers.
Yeah.
I found the total numbers.
We do have the total numbers pinned.
Okay.
Which I think we're pretty close, because I don't... So we had... I'd have to count. Like, I haven't actually counted. But I'm pretty sure we're in the 40s of monsters. It's 41 or 42.
I found it! Well,
nice.
No, oh, damn it. Only fourth ones is on there. Or it's the blank one. It's the blank one.
Yeah.
You people in your kazoos. Whatever happened to, like, those blow ticklers, like, at parties, where you just,
I got
go,
mine.
and then it, like, unfurls, and then it comes out, like, you know, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know those, you know, like, funky party toys? It's way better than a kazoo.
I think I know
It's
what
like
you're
a
talking
kazoo
about.
that telescopes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. God, what are those things called?
You just put your mouth to it, and it gets bigger.
Yeah. Stop it!
Fazula?
Stop it!
Fazulas?
No, it's tiny. It's tiny. It just...
Yeah, and then it gets bigger.
Alright.
Pooh's just like, that's it, I'm out.
He's
oh
looking
my
it up.
god.
You're evil, Mort. I think you should know that. I just think you should know that.
Sorry, man. I have too much fun. Oh my god.
They're called party horns or party blowers.
Yeah, party blowers. That doesn't sound much better now, does it?
That's what Wikipedia
Oh my god.
That's what Wikipedia calls it.
We went from
That,
Monster
okay?
Hunter
Like,
to slightly
please,
X-rated
please
content.
look at that. Oh my god, yes. I love these R-rated.
Oh, don't worry. I
podcasts.
already clicked
I
on
hope
that.
I'm
Yeah.
putting the
No,
right.
the stream will see it this way. The stream will see Morgan in the top right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up here.
This
motherfucker right
So-
here.
Yeah.
So how do we feel, without getting into specifics of, like, how do we ended up feel about the monster count at the end after 3.0? Like, was a good amount of monsters? No.
No.
I think
no.
I think
No.
it could be more. I think it could be a little bit more. Yeah, it's not bad, but yeah, I think it could be a little bit more. But it is more than what we got from Trine, I think, in World, like base World. So...
Trine was 18. That's a pretty low bar to beat. So
yeah,
we're talking large
how many
target
were
monsters,
there?
by the way.
How many were there in World, as far as anybody
30.
remembers? Because
30 even.
30. Okay.
30 even.
Yeah, you know
Like
what?
just
yeah,
base world,
and
or is that with
honestly,
ice?
Base.
Base world.
base World?
Okay.
base world.
With
That's what we would have to
Iceborne,
compare
I think
it
got
to
like
because
70, I think.
it was like 60 something in Iceborne that
60?
we're at. Yeah, I think it got up to 60 something. And we ended up getting 33 at the end of world. So we're essentially, I feel we're at least essentially at the end of Rise as far as monsters coming in. I've heard a lot of people speculate that here in a few months after all this crossover content that we're going to get another big patch with some monsters. I've heard a couple of people say that. I'm not sure I'm on that train of us getting more monsters until whatever the expansion is for Rise.
I think it's largely speculation at this point because I don't think anybody really knows what's going on.
Monster Hunter Rise Generations Ultimate. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, please, yes, yes. I want to Rise Ultimate so bad.
Give me Astalos, please. Stop fucking around with me, Capcom. Just give me what we want. Please give me Astalos. Stop
with the way that things have been playing, where we only got Glavnus in the last game and we only got Mizutsune in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the next generations they just put like they dribble in like the other Fated 4, but like as standalones as well. Like they might just put Astalos in as like another mon, and then in the next game after that maybe Gameth, or vice versa, depending on what might happen.
Maybe. I'm just tired of them shafting me with Astalos, man. Look, I don't mind having to get them in stories too. I'll go ahead and take that, but they ain't enough. I want to fight him. Like,
yeah.
I want a Dragonfly Dragon. He is.
I love
super aggressive. Holy shit, he knocks me on my ass every single time. He is so tough. In G rank, when he does like the double claw slam, he gets me every time. It doesn't matter if I've like Valor or Adaptive 8 out of the first one, he's still gonna get you. You have to be right between his legs so he doesn't.
That's why you adapt towards him. Run towards him.
Just roll
Can't
right
be
through
backwards
it.
or sideways.
Get good. So for me, my opinion is the monster size for a base game is pretty average. It's okay. I'm not super stoked about it, but at the same time, it is a base game. We've had worse, like you said. The older games, a lot of them for the base game had worse. I would say probably Freedom 2 and 4 probably.
Of course you would.
So there's stuff like that. I will say, despite where this really goes above and beyond from in comparison to World specifically, as far as the base game goes, we do not have a lack of variety of elements. Whereas World, you really did. And
what's fire?
What? Oh yeah,
fire is something that our ancestors found way back in the heyday. You know?
Hiya. Ooh, wahoo.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
Sometime later than like 14,000 years in the past, we decided, hey, that wolf over there, I bet you we could take that as a pet. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Hey,
show those guys with those thick ass foreheads a thing or two, and then we got ourselves some dogs, and then it was like bye competitors. Sorry, Neanderthals, but you know that's just how it goes.
Go play Far Cry Primal.
More, you gotta play Dawn of Man.
All I'm saying is that there was one fire type sword and shield in World, and it was the Anjanath. Well, there was also Rathalos one, but there was Anjanath one, and that one sucked. So then the only one you could do was Rathalos.
Many Levasioth weapons.
Really, there wasn't a Teostra one?
That was Blast.
Teostra would have been Blast.
Those would
if
be
I
Blast.
could remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
if we go
Teostra is always
all the way
Blast.
back to second gen, we would have had Teostra weapons, but that were fire. But no, you can thank Brack for changing things.
Thank you, Bracky.
I mean,
for blasting your way us to have it as a status. That and Kelby Bow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kelby Bow, yeah. Kelby Bow is going to be...
Bracky Balboa, the Italian stallion. Comes in with that pompadour, just rocking shit.
That's a good pun, chat. It was a blast. There you go.
It was. Oh,
I'm surprised in Monster
True.
Hunter.
You're on fire, man.
I'm surprised in Monster Hunter they don't have it so that Bracky's hitting you with a Shoryuken by now. Like, how's that not a thing?
Because we don't have G rank yet.
Think about it. Think about it.
They gotta save the best for last. They gotta save the best for last.
Like, dude hitting you with
They're
hooks,
gonna make
jabs.
15 with him.
Or Hadouken, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Yeah.
So,
Firing little slime balls, just shooting spit. Oh my God, that's just disgusting. What a disrespectful boxer. Then
so
he
like,
just spit on his gloves.
Morg. Oh my gosh,
dirty
Morg,
cheat.
come on. I'm trying to say something. Morg. Okay, so,
Come
Morg.
on, Fortwine, say it.
Well, now I can't. Now you messed me up. Now. So, as far as like monsters go, I feel like we could have had more, but what we got was actually pretty good, and I like a lot of the new stuff is really good. I don't really think there's any duds in the roster personally. If you ask some people, I know that our good friend Jay doesn't really like Bishaten, which is what I'm currently crown hunting, unfortunately for him. Somnicanth isn't as cool as I would hoped it was, but it's still a pretty cool monster. I still enjoy fighting it. Tetranodon is just as amazing as I thought it was going to be. Tetranodon's so fun. Crown hunting him was very short-lived, but fun. It's really, like, I got a lot of good clips of just smacking Tetranodon in the belly and him just flopping over and running away. I love it. There's a lot of good stuff with the roster, but then there was improvements to the roster, the old monsters too. Like we talked about this when we talked about Rathalos. Rathalos is such a better monster now, and he wasn't, to me, he was a good monster before, but he became amazing in Rise as far as like difficulty and his moves. They really beefed him up. I think Rathian kind of stayed the same. She didn't really have a lot of tweaks to her. Which is fair.
They made her too easy.
I don't know. You know what?
She's pretty easy.
Might have a point. I have yet to faint to a Rathian, and she was my bane in every Monster Hunter before. So
go play with her with Charge Blade. I'm telling you, she gets destroyed in like 5 to 10 minutes. She's not fair. It's not fair with how dirty you do her because of how she choreographed her attacks so goddamn much. It's like, all right, I already know Tail's coming. I already know the minute she lifts off the ground, Tail's coming because she don't do a fireball attack, or if she does, it's very, 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 very rare. After that, the minute she gets on the ground, she does the fireball spam. You take a good guess at where that's going to be going. It's either going to go in 3 directions or it's going to go in 1. It's like they made her too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what makes Rathalos a harder attack, harder to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. He actually carded me a couple of times whenever I fight him. But I'm actually surprised because I actually did cart to Rathian a few times, but I haven't failed a quest against her. I would definitely say that as far as this game goes, it's probably got the best monster AI out of all the generations that we played against every monster, and they're so diverse too. Like, I don't know of a single monster that is copied like the moveset of anything else that is like in this game, aside from maybe Magnamalo, maybe using like Zenogre's like claw stomp attacks. But I mean,
there's always crossover. There's always crossover within the same kind of monster. I mean, like
but I mean, like for the majority of it, a lot
tailspins.
A lot of his stuff is very unique to him. Like, I don't know of any other monster that, like, Nergigante does have, like, the shoulder push and whatever, which Magnamalo does use. But I mean, like, there are no monsters in this game that really like share too many of the same moves.
No, they're all feel
unique.
I will say this though, and Malphasune pretty much hit the nail on the head. Whereas while we love the fact that Magnamalo's out here fighting every monster that comes in sight, the one thing I find is a bit of a problem is that why is it that he still uses the same turf wars? There should be different turf wars.
That's a problem. That's a problem I have with turf wars in general, and that's been a problem since World. Is the turf wars are very, not only it's fine that they're a scripted thing. I get why they would have to do that. That's a lot of resources and a lot of things to get that to work, and they are cool. But the problem is they're very. Once you've seen them a few times, they're very samey. It's like I don't know.
They feel formulaic.
Yeah,
like
they are.
They have
over
to be. And over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's watched Avatar, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thought that it was like the shit when it first came out, watching it in 3D. You know,
now
are you talking about the movie Avatar, or are you talking about the TV
he's
show?
talking James Cameron blue Avatar.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the Blue People movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you got to clarify.
like
there's a good Avatar and there's an okay Avatar, and you're talking about the okay Avatar.
The one that's getting a game.
We're talking about the one. We're talking about the one
it
that
already
made
has a
furries
game.
acceptable to
Like,
mainstream very briefly.
I remember that there was an Avatar game on PSP, but like
man.
like aside from that, like but even like Inception is guilty of the same thing, where like it seems like this phenomenal film. Like the moment you see it, it's like, what a spectacle! It's like, oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. And then you go back and you watch it again and again and again and again and again and again, and then eventually it's gotten to the point where it's like, I know what's gonna happen.
Morg, why do you keep
okay.
watching
And
this
then you
same
start
movie over and over
apart.
again?
Mark,
I don't do
Mark,
that. That's
are
more
you
my
a
dad's
3-year-old?
problem. You know, like
Are you a 3-year-old?
Oh,
Because
man. No, I ended
My son.
up watching the movie myself first, and then all my friends in different friend groups are all like, "Hey, we should go and watch this movie." And I'll be like, "I don't know. I mean, I've already seen it." And they're like, "Come on, man! Like, we haven't seen it once.
Morg!
We would
Come
like to watch
on!"
it with you." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes, guys, come on! Like, I don't want it." And they're like, "We'll pay for your ticket and we'll even get you a meal." And I'm like, "Done deal. Let's go." And then
Done. I'm in.
you end up
I'm
watching
out.
the movie, the same movie, like 7 times, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
There's only a few
I can't watch
movies.
movies anymore.
Hey,
There's
I
only a few
saw-
movies in our
no.
lifetime that's worth watching multiple times. Only a few that can.
I
accomplish
saw
that.
Pokemon
Not
the first
Avatar.
movie twice in the same day as a kid because we went out to see it with my parents. I got home and I got a call from my friend at school. He's like, "Hey, we have an extra ticket to go see
I'm not saying
Pokemon.
it's a bad movie.
You want to go with us?"
did you get an
And I was
extra
like,
Pokemon
"Yes."
card?
I did. I got 2 Pokemon cards. They were like, "Weren't you already here?" And I was like, "I'm with my friend."
Why do they care? You bought another ticket? Okay, but
I mean,
for
I
real,
have
Morg,
another
for
ticket.
some reason your
Yeah.
lips are not syncing up to your sound. Like, at least it's really bad for me. I don't know anyone else is noticing it.
I
Am I-
am. Yeah,
is it-
I mean, I'm noticing it on everybody, but like, I can't help it.
Oh,
It's
no.
my internet.
Maybe
I'm
it's
sorry.
Chicago's problem then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
no,
I was
everybody's
wondering if
out
it
of
was a
sync.
Morg problem or a.
Yeah. The only one I
Um,
see
All right.
is me. That's
I
okay,
will be
and
right.
I'm. Oops.
Well, okay.
Alright.
So meanwhile, back at the plot,
I have returned. Has it?
I agree that the monster
like it.
AI is better in this game than every other game,
Mhm.
and the variety of monsters is great. But I was spoiled by Generations Ultimate.
Yeah.
I agree. That's where I think a good bit has
Yeah,
something to do with it.
there's a lot of because like every time it's like every like a step forward, but a couple as far as like there's a couple steps forward, but there's a couple steps back always because of the monster roster. Because like I said this. I did like a giant, and I'll have to pull it up sometime. I did a 6-part, like more than like 130,000 word review of Monster Hunter World on Reddit when it came out, and I did it after crown hunting. It was like one post was like gameplay, monsters and stuff. And one of the big points I have, and I still agree with this, Monster Hunter lives and breathes both in and out of game on the monster roster. Everything is driven by the monsters in that game. Everything from the fight, the armors, the weapons, all the everything. The monsters are the star of the show. We as the hunters are the players. We tend to forget that, like, really without the monsters, this game isn't anything. So,
Well, I mean, the title
you
should say
take a
it all. Like, you have the 2 elements. You have the monster and you have the hunter. Monster, hunter. You know, those are the 2 essential elements that go together to make
that's
the
what
game.
I like to say.
That's the bread and butter, baby.
A lot of people in Monster Hunter though are like they're like monster hunters, right? Like they focus on the hunter aspect. For me,
not the relationship,
I'm
bro.
the monster hunter. No, like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people ask me, hey, Ford, how do you do this with like longsword? Didn't you play longsword? I'm like, no, bro. You're asking me hunter questions. You need to be asking me monster questions because I don't know that hunter stuff.
Oh my god!
Like, I know enough to get by.
I know how to spam XXXAX and then roll.
Yeah.
Sound like
and there's people that are wonderful at the hunter portion of the game, right? Like they're, there's a lot of that. It's monster guest starring the hunter. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
They're the star of the show. They're the host.
Pooh, I want your opinion on this because I know Pan and Morg have both agreed with me. The movement in Monster Hunter Rise with the wire bug, I think, is legendary. Like, how do we go back to it was like when people played World, I was like, how do we go back with the quality of life improvements in World to old games? Now I'm like, how do we handle such great movement? So, like, Pooh, how do you feel about the wire bug move?
We got Monster Hunter X Spider-Man. That's how I feel about the movement.
It is. It's so.
And is that
weird.
good or bad?
Because
that tells me it's good. That's my opinion.
Yes, this makes me want to go and actually go buy Spider-Man Miles Morales because you got similar movement between the two when it goes to when you're pushing the wire bug to go up or push it to go forward or go down. It's like, yo, is my hunter low-key Spider-Man for real? So I definitely do love the movement. I even love the wire bug abilities that they even have up for some of the classes that they do. In fact, I almost get too used to them. So it's going to be weird having to go back to World or go back to Gen U and you be like, damn, I don't have wire bug.
Dear Gamer went back and he was having a hard time. He was like, oh, how do I do this? Like,
what, me?
And he'd go back. Oh no, Dear Gamer would actually go back, and he was playing like Monster Hunter World after playing Rise, and it's so damn funny watching him like go back and he's like, whoa, how do I do this?
It's so
foreign. Oh shit, I can't recover from getting smacked halfway across the zone.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's not normal.
I gotta go back and play game now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Brachynos just punched me to the moon and I can't zip back up into his face.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do now?
Or zip back into Kazoo as he's lightning himself and get zapped again and zip back in and get zapped again. Like, that's fun. That's fun.
That's real. That's so real.
Getting chain comboed after a wire bug up. He's like, no,
Jimmy's done it.
Stay down.
Stay down there.
My brother's done it. Like, we've all done it. We've all been like, get back in there. Yeah, I think Pan did it when we were hunting one.
Mistakes were made.
Terrible.
Yeah. I do it every time. I do it every damn time. It's why I just eat. It's why I just Thunder Resistance when I'm going to fight Kazoo. Then I can just shake it off.
The one that gets me the most is Anjanath. I used to never have a problem with what I call Anjanath's scoop, where he takes his mouth down and sort of drags it around on the ground.
Right.
Wire falling back into that is lethal.
Yeah.
I haven't done that to myself. I've not done that one to myself.
Oh, I forgot about this. Not only did they improve Rathalos, go back to the monster part, but all of the world monsters got beefed up. All of the world monsters are like,
Toby Gadachi.
You thought you knew me.
Toby Gadachi is actually a pain in the ass in this game.
Toby is not fucking around anymore.
No,
Angry squirrel. He's an angry squirrel now.
They took that right from Viper. I'm like, that was a good move. That was a good move.
Yeah,
they did. Squirrel, like any good squirrel, he goes straight for the nuts. He doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
Leave my sack out of this. I need that left alone. It stays right where it stays.
I have wire bugged myself right into Rathian's tail, just like a softball, so many times.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Spec. After the podcast, I'm gonna be sending you a video. It is the best video you've ever seen. It is a commercial for New Zealand deck repair. It is so damn funny. It is the best video you'll ever see. Oh my god, the way that they pronounce deck. Oh my god. I'm gonna send it to you.
I'll check
Okay,
it
So,
I'm sending it to you right now.
Back
I'm
at the
doing
plot.
So we've got improved movement. Obviously, quality of life stuff is really good in Rise. I don't think that's always been going forward. I feel. Story wise, we haven't talked too much about the story on here because I mean, hey, it's Monster Hunter. Story's okay. Like I don't find it offensive. I'm sure a lot of people like not having the handler.
Oh, care about my 2 waifus.
Yeah, I think Minoto and
The twins.
Noah are very much more liked by the fans.
Which
in a
I
lot
agree.
of ways.
In multiple ways.
Yeah. I've seen.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
We know.
I have seen a lot of Twitter posts where I'm like, yeah, that's a little far for me. But yeah, we didn't see a lot of that with the handler, I don't think. So
No,
characters seem to be pretty good.
Holy shit, she won't shut up. Terrible.
But we're not here to talk about the handler, Morg. Okay, we're not just simmer down.
Moving on.
So
Find a better
story-wise,
Find 2
overall,
better
this isn't
They're
about...
sisters!
women. So
I'll let more grant about this for a
that just
bit.
means that one of them could be an in-law and a mistress. Ooh, scandalous. Makes it even more intense.
I'll let more go on.
I'm kidding. Oh my
Is
god.
he done? Is he done?
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Dear listeners,
It's not an
I just
affair if they're both consenting, bruh.
Hey,
No.
fucking yo!
No,
Alright, we're done.
he
We're
reeled
done.
us back in.
We're done. Dear listeners, I took my headphones off so I didn't have to listen to more.
No. So, anyways, about the story, I do enjoy the back to Monster Hunter roots where you are protecting a town. I do like how you are a member of this town who has grown up here, whereas in something like Try, and before you were sent there because they didn't have a resident hunter, and you sort of like graduated into the hunter. I would like to know how the guild works. Okay, like we get so like disproportionate information on how to become a hunter, how you get signed up with the guild. Like we even got like a guild general in.
Is this a thing where when you're 10 years old they give you your first giant sword and tell you to go kill baby coolers?
This is my surrogate Pokemon replacement. Hard stop. I stopped playing Pokemon because I found Monster Hunter. This is a thing for me. So, well, I didn't ever stop playing Pokemon. My obsession moved from Pokemon to Monster Hunter is more accurate. So I don't know. I think the story's okay. I thought specifically when we talk about Ibushi and Narwa, I thought that was really cool. I'm not really a fond of the whole possession thing. That was a bit weird. Like what are they doing that on purpose? Or like why would you telegraph your plans to the hunters? Just go out there, bang it out, and have a kid and destroy the town. Like why tell everybody? Like
maybe they needed an audience. I don't know. Maybe they're starting up their own Pornhub.
I was actually about to mention that. I'm like, wait a minute, if y'all.
I don't know.
I'm like, wait a minute, if y'all need an audience so goddamn bad, I mean, look, there's the hub for you. I mean, you can go right over there. I'm sure people will not mind.
Oh my god, the hub! They had to get it on the hub. Oh my god! Not the village hub. Oh, the wrong hub.
Okay.
God damn it!
Anyways, that went a lot further than I was intending. Yeah, I think the story is okay. I think there's some flaws in it. I do like. Yeah, he's just a horny boy today. I don't know what it is. He's just like.
No, I'm just having fun with you guys. Holy shit!
Not safe for work more today.
No, I need my happy place. Oh wait, oh shit, I shouldn't be saying that. Oh my god, no, I can't say that. I'm just trying to be happy. Woo! No, not when I'm on a streak like this. I said streak. No, I'm just kidding.
Go
So,
go ahead.
I don't think it's the best story we've had in Monster Hunter. I don't think it's terrible. It doesn't feel very forced, to say the least. I do enjoy the poems. The poems are really cool. The monster introductions,
the cinematics, those were awesome.
They're still not the old ecologies, which I love the old ecologies a lot because it is just seeing a monster in its habitat. But I do enjoy the introductions as well. And it doesn't do what Monster Hunter has previously done with introductions. Is in 4 Ultimate, your hunter looks like a retarded buffoon every single monster. Oh no, it almost hit me! Ah! Like every monster. It's like Celtis even almost kills your hunter every time you go to watch that cutscene. But like,
bro, I laugh whenever time I see the hunters' reactions in Monster Hunter 3. They'll have one cheesing hard as shit. They'll have one looking, they're having a blank stare. They have one looking sad as shit, and then it all fits somehow with what you're talking about. Like, you're in a dangerous situation. Then, why are you cheesing so damn hard? Like,
5th gen had the problem of, hey, let's not make the hunter look stupid. Let's make the handler look stupid. So with the monster introductions, so I think that's where that came from. Is like, oh no, let's chase after the Odo. You don't even have a sword. Get back here.
I should have let Devil Joe eat her ass. I don't care if I failed the mission. Enjoy your snack,
that
buddy.
Was different though. So yeah, it's like, so Pooh, to ask you, how did you feel about the story? I assume you finished it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I finished the story, and I mean, I just did not care at all. I mean, which is, that should be a general expectation. I swear, if you go into Monster Hunter and caring about the story, you are playing the wrong game. You have games. You have games to where you can easily play a multiplayer story with and feel entertained. Like, bro, I like, come on. For example, like, I played fucking Metal Gear Solid. You think I'm not gonna care about the story? I played Metal Gear Rising. You think I'm not gonna care about the story? I played
dude.
I had to do that. I had to bring that up. I played God, what is it? I played Tales of Berseria. You think I'm not gonna care about the story? Like, come on. There are plenty of other single player games out there.
But I mean, it's
Hi,
fair.
my name is Snake from Metal Gear Solid. I got a pretty simple story. Oh god, it is not simple, man.
No, not at all.
Across those games, you find out that the truth in one story was actually a lie, but it turns out that the truth that you realized was a lie in the previous game was actually the truth, or like it's like a double truth that turned into a lie, and you're like, well, what's going on? And then like the next game, you're Snake waking up in a hospital with an IV in your body, and you're like, oh, it was all a dream. And then you wake up from that at the end of that one, and you're like, oh, that was a dream, and it turns out everything that was a dream in that dream was real. Ooh. It's like, no.
So you didn't care about the story, but that's fair because Monster Hunter isn't about the story. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Basically, I cared. Look. I bought the game to hunt shit. Okay.
No, I agree. I did not buy Monster Hunter for the story at all. I buy of my 3 favorite series. One of them is because, even partially because of the story, and that's Diablo. That's it. My other one's Doom. Doom has a cool story sometimes, but I'm not a like fanboying over it. So
everybody's there to just rip and tear, bro. Like, I mean, like the story, I guess, is okay, but the story element isn't essential for Doom to be Doom. I don't think it needed a story way back when it first came out.
Well, I mean, it had one, but that's another day. But... Yeah. So Pan, how you feel the same about the story? Just sort of meh.
It's I don't play these games for the story.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. Yeah. Morg, You feel the same?
I played Freedom Unite. That was my first game. That was it, the story, and that was fucking basic. It was a revenge story where Tigrex shoves your shit back up your ass.
I'm gonna tell you the real
work
story.
Your way back up in order to beat him.
I'm gonna tell you the real story with that game.
Right there.
The real story with that game is those hit boxes. That's the real fucking story. And if you could get by them.
Oh my god!
I want to hear any.
Started.
No. You guys have no room to be talking about hit boxes or basic story. Monster Hunter 1 veteran here, okay?
Yeah.
Right stick. You using the right stick. Can't fight. I haven't seen a game use the right stick for attacking since Jet Li Rise to Honor. That's the last time I've seen a game use the right stick for that.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's I think one of the few games that actually does that. And yeah, the claw is notorious. Holy crap! The claw was
there
so
was
hard.
a camera. There was a camera in Monster Hunter 1. It was on the D-pad. Yeah.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Ew.
I had it on the D-pad for PSP as well, and it hurts on the PSP doing the claw on there. Oh my god, you just don't have the hand space in order to be able to use your finger while also using your thumb, and then also using your middle finger in order to be able to change camera control so you zoom it forward. You're like, it's brutal. I just gave up on it. I just ended up using just the trigger and then just orienting my character around to try and face the monster if I could, the best I could. It's brutal.
Tapping L.
Bombs. That's all you do.
Tapping L to center the camera has always been a thing, so I still do that now. Yeah. I still have that habit. But so moving on from story and that kind of stuff. So the other part would be obviously the gameplay is amazing. I don't think we have problems with the gameplay, the movement, everything. We all agreed. But the last aspect that I want to talk about the aesthetic of Rise. I think the aesthetic of Rise is really great as far as both musically and like audibly and visually. I think it works very well as a Switch game. I don't really have any problems with anything like look-wise of anything. We don't have even the world like quote-unquote bone weapons, the sort of mundane ones weren't that bad. Like as World was. Like we don't have problems with weapon designs. We don't have problems with armor designs. Like everything looks unique and flashy. So overall,
I think my only problem with them is that they're too good.
What?
The Puke hammer. So
it's like going in an interview.
It looks so terrible, and I hate Puke. I have like the worst history with that monster. I have a personal vendetta against it. Oh my god!
Poison farting
me
in
around
your
in
face.
Iceborne.
Let's put it this way:
and you go on a mission to fight a Kuluyaku. And freaking Puke's on your ass. You're busy hunting the Puke, so then that way it leaves you alone to go and hunt the Kuluyaku. I spent 17 minutes with a Puke, and it wasn't even the objective. I'm like, get out of here. Ugh, yuck.
So you know how
it go and interrupts one of my wives. Yuck.
So you know how Boggy was the bane of my crown hunting existence in this game? That was Puke in World. World, it was like 130.
I knew it.
Yeah. 100...
Budget Camellia strikes again.
Budget Camellias. Budget Camellias because
he'll never be as good as Daddy ever was.
Has less legs.
Okay. Limbs, doesn't even turn invisible, doesn't steal your items. Useless.
So, any comments about the aesthetics from anybody? Yay, nay? Like, how do we feel?
That's a big yay. I'd give it a double yay. Maybe even a triple if I could. Yay, 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 baby. It's a good one. I love it. The aesthetics, awesome. I like that cozy little village. It's probably my second favorite.
Creation to find out all the little nooks and crannies and stuff, and I like the sort of wastelandy, out-of-the-way places.
Yeah, the exploration, the notes, the rampage notes, all of those were really fun. I got those a long time ago. Sometimes I forget about them. Like, oh yeah, there was one over here. Like that's the secret passage and stuff. So, Poon, how did you think the game looked? Like, both
very good.
Not just looked, sounded. Yeah.
Very good, and considering the amount of effort they really had to put into this, considering this is on the Switch, which isn't known as a hardware console, that is damn impressive of what Capcom has done with this game. I know there's already comparison videos that's out between World and Rise, but I'd have to say, I mean, for me, both of them look good in their own right. So for Rise, it's just keep that up. I mean, I'm curious if we do have a Rise Ultimate, if there's going to be anything they might improve on, or if they might stick with it the same, you know. But for the time being, they've done a phenomenal job with what they did with this game.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll wrap up the review discussion a little haphazard, but for me personally, this is now, as in usually, my favorite Monster Hunter game. My favorite Monster Hunter game, 9 out of 10 times, is always the newest one, because they always get so much better. Like, I don't know. I love the game. I love the series. There are complaints. Granted, there's not perfect. I do wish there was more monsters. But they do what they can. I felt the same about World. I would say the only time this wasn't true was Iceborne, because Clutch Claw stuff I really didn't like. I like the new skill system, the new way the skill system works. It's not quite what World did, not as off kilter, but it's still the same and still understandable. There's a lot of variety. I was able to make a lot of sets that I enjoy. Granted, all of my sets have to have Part Breaker, which is kind of hard. I think there's a little bit of a weird thing with the charm grind being the points and the materials, but that makes nearly every monster viable. And I will say, from me being a Crown Hunter, despite this being the weakest game to Crown Hunt, in my opinion, because there is nigh zero way to manipulate sizes of monsters, with Weakener is the only possible option, and that's only for small. There's no way to manipulate a large monster, even though small monsters tend to be the ones that are hardest to get right now for me. We spent about 60, 70 kazoo trying to get the small one. We had the large one pretty early on in our adventure. Maybe even 100. I think it was within the first 40 that we got the large crown kazoo. But then 100 later, we got the small. And that's been pretty average. It's been pretty average to be just before 150 to get both crowns. And that's a lot of hunting.
Unless they contain a lot of valuable meldables.
Yes, if they have a lot of valuable melding materials, it's barely over 30, ever. We finished Rachna recently, and we weren't even going for Rachna. We were going for the kazoo in the quest.
Yeah. And all of, 3 Teostra. Wow.
Yeah, the 3 Teostra.
Only 3?
Yeah. No.
My first Teostra was a tiny one. And they're like, hey, well, let's kill a couple more because I want to build the Teostra armor. So we kill another one. And then we kill a third one. And it's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
So,
such easy.
I love the game. As a Crown Hunter, it's a little more disappointing this time around. But what am I going to do? I'm in a minority as far as hunting goes. So, whatever. So Pooh, what is your final thoughts on the game? What would you rate it? You seem not to have attached it to it as much, though.
I will say I'm gonna give the game at least an 8 for now. I know that's probably a little generous, but I'm gonna give it an 8 for now because the game definitely does look good. It's great. It looks great. There's that. It's great for any newcomer that wants to get into the game. It's solid for veterans, but only to a T. And I say to a T because of what we talked about earlier with the amount of monsters that they have into the game. I will say, for me, it definitely feels like it can get better along the line. I will say with the updates, these updates are good, but they have to. I would say just putting out 1 or 2 monsters is not enough of an update because it feels like, okay, this worked with World. Like for me, this is not new because I started in World, so I'm like, okay, this is fine because I started in the game. I don't have a complaint. But now that I'm acclimated into Monster Hunter, I know what's going on. It's like, okay, can we get more than 1 monster? Can we get more than 2 monsters? Like, I need more than that. So I think for me, content-wise, it's really not enough to keep hunters like me invested for too long until we go ahead and swap to something else. I think just for new players, just keep grinding and keep learning the game as much as you can until these next couple expansions come out, or hell, even after the expansions come out. Continue to learn and vibe with the game. But I've yet to find this with Monster Hunter to where we talked about how many sets we have. My problem with this, and this goes to my point, is to me, the game feels a bit too easy to say the least. To where I'm not given a reason to swap off this set. Like, I could have a full-on money set going on, and I'll still kill the monster with it. In Monster Hunter World, if I try that, I'm dead right then and there.
Sure.
So, like, I feel like they need to adjust the difficulty just a bit because there's no way that I should be going in with sets that I really should have no business using. I should be going in there. I will go in there, and just have a grand old time fighting them. You said the only thing you know about Monster Hunter is carding, but here's the thing, though. Bao, I'm happy you brought that up. But I didn't know what set I was using. He's referring to when I actually did have my money set on, and I was up against Valstrax, but I didn't know I had it on. Now, if I knew I had it on, I would have swapped out and be like, all right, let me go ahead and put on my latent power set, which I still use to this day, and enjoy myself. So that's just it.
It's weird because it does feel content-wise, it's a lot easier. Like the only quest that I had a legit we failed trying our best was Allmother, and that was once. And then it was just my brother and I fighting it. Then Pan hopped on and we cleared it. Like it wasn't like, oh, we're trying at this. And I feel that's been a trend of Monster Hunter, and I think that's part of the accessibility stuff they're going for, is making it easier and easier. Which I get, but I don't think we need to go that hard on it. The content is getting easier with each game. To be fair, this isn't G rank, right? And that's some of the problem that we have sometimes, is we're comparing end game of G rank versus end game of high rank, which
to go that route. I'm happy you brought that up. Because even with World High Rank, I still felt like I couldn't do that. Like,
no, and I was getting there, and I don't think that that's the case in this as well, because it's even easier. We don't even get shoot on a random location on the map anymore. We still get supplies right off the bat. We still there's all sorts of things that just took out some of that weird challenge. And there's I'm not sure if we're going to do a full episode on it, but I do want to talk about Morg. I shared this with you, and Jay shared this with me. That Monster Hunter Dose review about how their idea of the last true Monster Hunter game being Monster Hunter Dose, while everything's been a Monster Hunter portable game since, in his definition. Granted, I don't agree 100% with his even premise in that video. But there's a lot of great points brought up by that video. And I think we're going to do a deep dive. And I hope to actually get the author of that video on the show to talk to him about it at some point. I've reached out to him.
Really awesome.
I've reached out to him the only way I know how, which is basically his discussion on his YouTube channel. He doesn't have a Twitter or anything that I've seen. But this is an amazing... Just so you know, Pooh, I don't know if you've seen this video. It's a 3.5-hour video about how Monster Hunter Dose was like his favorite, essentially his favorite Monster Hunter game.
I've never seen
and
it.
It's a relatively new one.
It's a relatively new one. It's not.
It's
only like
really
3 or 4
good.
weeks old, but it's really good, and it's really good. Now I don't agree with every point of his, but it's really insightful to see just how Monster Hunter has evolved to. There used to be a lot more of the gathering aspect, right? And we're even seeing that now just from World of Rise, where we don't have cool drinks, we don't have hot drinks, you know, that kind of stuff. We keep, in the sake of focusing on the fight with the monster, we keep cutting out quote unquote fat from the content. And it becomes such a lean, focused experience on hunting a monster.
Let me ask for that though. Like, do you guys still feel like that was a good idea to take away some stuff like that?
In certain situations, like hot drinks and cool drinks,
yes,
I'm totally fine with that. But
carrying
the problem
whetstones, yeah, no, that one, I remember that.
And a lot of that is quote unquote quality of life. But he does bring up a good point in that series that it does take away from immersion in the world quite a bit. Because if you're going to go in a volcano, like, you're just fine. Like, you're just people, you know, like in real life. Now, granted, this is Monster Hunter, not real life, but like drink, people have to wear like.
You'll need more than a fucking cool drink for that. If
you need a hazmat suit to get near a volcano.
Right.
Like, you need to be in like above average like firefighter gear to get anywhere near that stuff. And people still die just from getting too close. Like it's just insane if like how hot that stuff is. And then like we explained it away in Monster Hunter with a cool drink. Now there's nothing.
Pop a cool drink.
Yeah.
There, your ass is fine for like 30 minutes. like get the fuck out of here.
Pop it and flex.
This is why I want to do a whole episode on the topic, because and I talked a little bit about this in Pan, because, you know, I granted it's a huge investment to watch a 3.5-hour video, but I'm crazy and I did it. So the thing is like there's a lot of things that feel gameplay wise like, oh, okay, well, now we don't have to deal with this. Now we can just fight. Now we can just fight, and it's like, but what is this alternate reality where we're actually like one of the cool things that they have in Dose is certain monsters only appear in certain seasons. So like it has a season rotation of like spring, summer, winter, fall, like or spring, summer, fall, winter. Sorry, I mixed up the two. But you know, you actually rotate through seasons and stuff. Like, I don't know, you can't gather honey in this winter because there's no bees to do the honey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Small child, what are you doing here?
They need water. They need a cool drink.
Yeah. Need a cool drink.
Oh.
I will be right back.
Speak of the devil.
Single dad duties. I'll be back.
Alright, it's all good.
Alrighty.
We could just talk about our next topic, though, right? Like, well, one of our next topics.
Go for it.
Isn't one of them, at least from what I remember from when I was brought up with DMs, weren't we supposed to be talking about how like Monster Hunter is when it goes to streaming, like as a content creator? I think that's one of them that we were supposed to get into.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that is definitely something that I wanted to talk about, and that is actually something that Forton also wanted to discuss as well, because it's something that we all share in. I don't know about Pan. Content creator?
This is the extent. Hanging out and talking to Fortron on Saturday nights is the extent of my content creation.
Well, there you go.
Oh, good.
You're making stuff. Oh man, you can't go wrong.
I don't
with
even
that.
have a Twitter, dude.
I know.
So I'm gonna smile and nod while you two talk.
Don't have one.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, we might as well get into it. Yeah. So, yeah, being a content creator, not the easiest thing in the world, especially when there are a couple of issues that rise up, and they're very, very popular ones. And when I say popular, I just mean very, very typical. You get into it, doing it because you want, like, you enjoy making stuff and being able to share it with everybody so that you can be involved in the community. Yeah, and after a while, you start looking at the numbers and paying attention to those, and then when you get heavily invested in that, and you don't really feel like there's any significant changes, like there's no real growth, and you've been working really hard, and it's not really going anywhere, things happen. You start to question yourself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. That's definitely a thing. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Pooh, actually, how have you been feeling lately about some of your streams? Like, have you been feeling pretty good about them?
At the moment, yes, I have. In fact, I just I made it with my stream schedule to where now Monday and Friday. Really, Monday, Tuesday at the moment because of Destiny 2. I've been playing that as of late. Wednesday and Friday, I've all been streaming at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I want a little bit more extra time. So a little bit more extra time to myself before I actually do start. I feel like the 4:30 to 8:30 situation, it was working for a bit, but not working out entirely. So there's that. But for what people know, know about me, if you stay tuned with my content, is from there wasn't that long ago where I felt like with my content, how much I try to put out, how much I try to do, I felt like I do a lot to not be rewarded for doing a lot. So, I stream every day. Not every day, but I stream when I have my schedule up. I have it as there. I have a schedule. Just mentioned that. I have setups. I have this. I have that. I do the best of my ability to where you as a new streamer, you want to do the best you can to bring new people to your content so that way they can see you and they can enjoy you for being you. And
exactly,
to see that, for me, it felt like it wasn't as much as I usually would think it would be. It kind of hurt. Like that's all I can really put it as. It really did hurt, and it really made me question if what I was doing was really good for not just me, but for the people that actually do care about me. I was questioning if me having a server was good. I was questioning if me having to play a specific game that I like to play is good. I was really doubting myself, and really doubting what I could bring.
Yeah. Like, once it gets to the point where you're not even sure, like, what kind of games you want to play, whether you want to play it because you like the game or because that's what the general populace is really into at the time. Like, am I going to play what is currently the hot topic right now? Or am I going to be different from everybody else and play what I enjoy because I like it? And, like, how is this going to affect my viewership kind of thing?
Yeah,
once it boils down to that, that's when there's going to be some turmoil and there's going to be a little bit of insecurity involved in that, and it makes things more difficult as a content having to make those kinds of decisions.
Yeah, pretty much,
100%.
Pretty much for sure. And I'm happy with Choco's comment saying, still just say play what you want to play. And while yes, that's the case, here's the thing. I also feel like for me in the back of my head, while yes, it's always good to play what you want to play, I also do see it as, I look at it when I see what games are being played and what games don't really get as much attention. See, I look at it as that way too. So let's go ahead and just take Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter is a pretty saturated game. You could even push an argument and say it's oversaturated. So, say if I sat up there and if I played Monster Hunter 7 days throughout the week, how many people do you think would even want to come by to see me because of it being oversaturated? And it's not just the game as well; it's also the platform you were in too. So that's several things that have to be put into account. Whereas you have to pick what specific game is not oversaturated. What specific content you put out. You have to focus on this. You have to focus on that. There's a lot of things that go into streaming that I don't think people realize. If you decide to take it serious, you have to really, really put in a good bit of effort to see, you know, what can really help you in the long run. So
exactly.
Just
and that also
seeing
brings
that
up
can really
another
help you.
issue is like that also brings another issue is that like when everybody is playing the same game all at the same time, and let's assume that you're new to Twitch and you're like a new viewer. So what are you gonna do to spend your time watching somebody doing a stream? Let's say that you're probably watching on a mobile device, or you have like limited data provided by whatever your provider is. You know, who are you going to dedicate your time to watching and interacting with online? You know, like especially when you've got like 20 or 30 people who are online at the exact same time playing the exact same game. You know, that's when it becomes like a fight for attention. And with streamers, it's especially difficult because if you're a new one, you're not necessarily going to get that viewership, especially if there's somebody who is like infinitely more popular. Like, say, for example, let's say Shepard, Herney, and G-Rank Kurapeka are all on the same time, and then you happen to have that window or that free space in your day to go and stream, but you're playing the same game as them. You know, it's kind of a stretch. You know, there are going to be people who are going to watch your content, but it's you know, like they're the people who are there who are going to check you out because you're brand new, and that's actually what I do most of the time. Is I'm always looking for new content creators, trying to, you know, give them some spotlight, and so then that way they get a little bit of love and attention. So, you know, the community is able to recognize them. And you know, you end up making a lot of good friends that way. Actually, it's surprising. I ended up making a lot of friends just from my YouTube channel that is long since dead. Thank you, you noble 40 subscribers that have kept me for a year. I appreciate you. But yeah, like it's tough. It's really, really tough being a content creator, even on YouTube. When you have to fight the algorithm, and there are like literally hundreds of Monster Hunter YouTubers who are providing, 1, more entertaining content than you, 2, have more informative videos than you whenever you're creating an informative video, and 3, who are maybe a little bit smarter with their sets whenever they're providing one for you when you're making set building guides and stuff like that. Vengeful Torture.
Yeah.
Taking away my niche before I
even
had a chance to get into it.
This is something that comes up on, I don't know if you guys have listened much to the PVC podcast with Sammy Sliz, Wyverian, and I can't remember the third guy, the Australian guy. I'm sorry. We haven't had him on.
I don't remember him.
Meltron?
No.
Is that him?
No, he's a different podcast, Pan. I don't think he's not. He's not part of our server.
No, it's not Jin Fuhrer.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, that podcast, they talk a lot about, you know, a couple of episodes, like, you know, sort of do what you want to do, because they had a good episode for their 10th one. They had cups on, and, you know, they talked about gaming. Obviously, this is on Twitch, but this is all I have done consistently on Twitch. I'm not much of a streamer personally, but I understand as far as a small content creator, because I've been at roughly the same numbers for about 4 years, with little to no growth aside from a couple spikes during beginning of game. And it's not easy because it is an oversaturated space. And then on top of that, you get stuff like, let's say, and I love Maximilian Dude, but he's not a Monster Hunter streamer. But he streams Monster Hunter. Yeah. There's a lot more people watching Maximilian than there are any Monster Hunter streamer.
And if it's alright, I do want to bring this up. You brought up the oversaturation and stuff like that. See, this is where I feel like, as a content creator, you can see a good bit of the problems there. Now, I understand Mork, he brought that up with YouTube, is even harder because of the algorithm. Here's the thing. I also feel like that the algorithm is hit and miss. And honestly, that's okay. Yeah. none at all. Which is why for me, what I did, that's why for me, what I did personally, because I know that there's a better shot. Here's how I feel. I feel like, look, you have to, as a streamer, I feel like you have to find that confidence and believe in yourself to where you know you can take your content elsewhere and thrive. This has not been the first time for me that I left Twitch. It's been like the third, fourth, fifth time I left the platform. Now, I'll still be on it to support my people, support streamers as much as I can. But for me, as a content creator, knowing what Twitch has put up against me, I don't have to stay there. So I feel like, okay, knowing that this is what they put up against me, knowing that this is what they've done for me, which is absolutely nothing, I can just go ahead and move. It's not a problem moving. I mean, especially if you feel like, you know, you're not building your community through a specific spot, you could build your community elsewhere. And if you're confident enough and if your community fucks with you, then they can go ahead and be, you know, you can go ahead and be like, okay, you made your community on YouTube. But then you tell your YouTube community, oh, okay, you want to go to Glimesh. Oh, okay, they will follow you. And if they can't, then okay, you have to adjust or adjust by either continue being on the platform, make new friends from there, or you can multi-stream from there, which is also what I'm doing. Another you could do, okay, then you can, if Glimesh is not working out, or if you made friends through Glimesh, you could tell them, okay, let me go ahead and just go to Twitch then. We're gonna go back to Twitch then. You know, I always feel like there's always avenues open for you to go and be there as a content creator, whether it's with one specific game, whether it's with multiple games. You have to have that confidence, have that trust in yourself, because I'm tired of people having this fear, being like, oh, okay, if I move away from Twitch, then you know, I'm screwed. I don't feel like that's the case. I believe that's. Can you guys see me?
Yeah. Oh, we lost your audio.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I feel.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell happened.
I can hear him.
I don't know what the hell happened.
There was like a little blip.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah. That's what. That's how you can always have confidence going over there, playing Monster Hunter or playing whatever games you want to play, wherever you want to go at. Feel comfortable being where you want to be at.
I'll be with you guys.
Okay. Yeah. I will say.
If the door is locked, check the keys under the mat. If they aren't there, you can always jump through the window.
There's
always a way in.
So originally this was exclusively Monster Hunter, the Hunter sub. Originally, and I'll say probably about the first 60 or so episodes. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time, and I was like, I have to put this down or I'm gonna quit. Like I don't have. So I took a hiatus, and I struggled to build up an audience. And a lot of times when you take a hiatus, you lose people, you lose listeners, you lose subscribers, and that's just a thing that I've seen on YouTube. I've seen it on Twitch, and unfortunately, my main platform at the time was SoundCloud, and SoundCloud is not really super conducive to listeners, but for podcasts, I would say SoundCloud is not very friendly to their podcast community as far as content creators. They're more about music, which is understandable. That's where people go, but that's also where I can actually host and people can listen to our full episodes. Because, I mean, there's over 200 episodes recorded of what we do in this podcast. And since then, I have diversified. Where I felt I was trapped and I could only do Monster Hunter, when I diversified, that was a lot more freeing. And it was a big thing when we got panned on, and Morg, if you remember this, we just started talking about other games, period. Like, hey, what are your top 10 city builders? What are your top 10, like, shooters?
I remember that.
Like, we did a series for months doing that stuff, and to me, that may not have garnered as many people listening to us, I love Monster Hunter. That's for sure, and that's what this podcast was originally themed after. But you know what? That's why my tagline, the way that I describe this podcast now, is we are a video game podcast born of the Monster Hunter community, rather than a Monster Hunter podcast. Now, granted, I do still Google top Monster Hunter podcasts, and I still do like seeing us pop up in that list on Google. But
Thank you, Google. You did one thing right.
We're on page 2 now. The carve is still beating us by quite a bit, but I mean, what are we gonna do? It's the guy. It's Dragging a Lake and the guys who do It's Super Effective, which is the biggest Pokemon podcast. We can't compete with that. There's no way.
Oh,
and they made the carve. So like, but again, we're not really trying to compete because the thing with a podcast is you don't have to catch it live. This is a totally different scenario. Right? You don't have to say, okay, hey, am I going to see this guy live? See, that's why I'm not much of a Twitch watcher. I watch VODs of people doing Twitch stuff. I would say the biggest person that I watch right now, as far as like Twitch, is still VODs. It is after the fact. I watch Decino, and if you guys aren't familiar with Decino, he's big in the classic Doom community. He's known for doing a lot of informational videos on mechanics of how classic Doom works, and he does a lot of difficult playthroughs. Like I just watched his Sunder. He did a Sunder stream, which Sunder is like an insane level pack. We're talking like some levels take 6 hours to complete, and there's 32 of them.
Oh my god!
So, yeah, I watched an 8-hour stream where he did 2 of the levels. Stuff like that. So like my interaction with Twitch has always been VODs. So like but even as a small content creator, I mean, I've got, I've had Eric's on here and we'll get a boost from people, but they'll likely drop away. And so it's hard to keep an audience going. But the key to that, and I think the key to that is always do what you like doing, because if you don't like doing it, that's going to show. Like yeah, it does. And I get where you're coming from though, Pooh, where like you've got to play that game. You got to play that game of like what's popular, what's trending, and that kind of stuff sometimes. Because...
in some cases that's definitely the option. Now I will say this: if it's that particular popular game that you actually do like, then go ahead, get with it. I mean, hell, that was the case with Monster Hunter for a bit. The minute it came out, like everybody loved Monster Hunter. Everybody is gonna stream the shit. You're likely to get some people that'll come by to see you. Now for me, I definitely know that's gonna be the case the minute Monster Hunter Stories 2 come out. That's going to be another case for me when Battlefield 6 comes out. So I'm definitely going to be doing basically a mix of both. Whereas I'm playing a game I like, and it's also going to be popular. So
that's true.
In a way, it can still be to your benefit. But yeah, at the end of the day, for you as a streamer, whether it's you playing a specific game or you being a variety, you really have to look out for what is your best interest. Really, at the end of the day, now. I definitely get being discouraged. I definitely get that, understand that and fully. But I just think if you're really serious about it, if you really want to get a community, if you really want to do more than just say, oh, okay, I stream for fun, then I feel like as streamers, and you can push it. You can make yourself, you can make it where you feel like you want to make it. It doesn't matter what spot you're on.
It's a lot of work, though.
It's definitely a lot of work. It definitely has been a lot of work. Let me tell you from, definitely for sure firsthand experience. I mean, I had to rebrand like several times over, to basically get at the position now I'm currently at now. It's not big or anything like that, but I feel like I'm slowly and steadily improving on what I can do as a streamer. I feel like even with the slow improvement, I always still feel like the grind's never enough. You always want to keep on pushing yourself to the fullest, to the best you can. I'm always whenever I'm stuck on something, I'm always asking for advice. Whenever I see something that I want to add, I just go out and do it. I don't even think twice about it. So I think it's something that that everyone can really do, relate to, especially with streaming. It's hard, but that means for you if you're your mind's in the right place.
Yeah. Exactly. And it does have to be in the right place, or otherwise, yeah, it just makes things worse for you when you try and, force the schedule when you're not doing so hot. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I actually had to take a hiatus on Twitter, was because in May I just went through the worst crisis possible. Oh my god. Catching COVID, my whole family with me is sick, and nobody's working, and my credit card got maxed out, and then when I come back to work, I find out that my job is in jeopardy, and they're trying to oust me very, very gently, because you can't fire somebody who just recovered from COVID, because that would be wrongful dismissal, but they don't want me there anymore, so they're going to make, my workplace as hard as possible until I decide to leave. And then between that and, like, a number of relatives died, and in the same month, while I was sick, one of my relatives had Crohn's disease, and he died of lymph node cancer. And so, he was married to my cousin, who had, like, 2 kids. She's a widow, and she's got to raise, like, an 8 and a 10-year-old kid by herself. My grandma got a heart attack. Trying to raise my grandpa, who is slowly dying to Alzheimer's. And then while she's in the hospital recovering from the heart attack, my aunt gets super stressed out trying to raise her dad, who she's slowly losing, and she gets gallstones that put her in a life-threatening situation, so she's in the hospital. And it was just an absolute shit show. And then, like, all that boiling down, and, like, I'm trying to keep a brave face and be happy and still do stuff on Twitter, and half the people that I wanted to see, like, my content, they're not seeing it. I'm like, no, man, this shit ain't worth it. I'm out. I need to recover. This is, like, no good. It was bad. Like, holy shit, I'd never experienced a full month of, like, absolute depression in my entire, like, it's been years since I've suffered depression like that before, and it was really difficult to get out of. But ever since I left Twitter, I've been riding the roller coaster, because now I have access to a new job, which allows me to actually have it as part-time, so now I can actually finally go to the gym and, like, go to the pool and swim, so now I can have an exercise regime. I can actually go out and do things. I can finally quit smoking. Oh, man.
Wait.
It only looks up from here now.
They have pools in Canada?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually have a public pool and a rec center.
I thought you just had hockey rinks year-round.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're so fun. You think that we don't have inside pools, eh? Oh, hey, you know what? Come
inside
to Banff.
Pools. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I'll take you to the Sulphur Hot Springs, and we'll go for a dip, you and me. Yeah, that'll be lots of fun.
I don't know if the Sulphur Hot Springs...
Like,
I don't know if
we'll all go to the candy...
or if they're pleasant hot springs.
Oh, they're pleasant hot springs. It's like...
I'm up for what Ace said. Year-round curling. Lovely. I love curling. Curling is one of my favorite
Curling is so fun. You guys gotta come out to Strathmore. Go to old hillbilly backwater piece of shit township. You can come down to the old curling rink, and we can have ourselves some hot dogs and burgers and beer and shoot the hoops on some black ice. Oh yeah, that'll be lots of fun. I'm in
Nebraska. I don't need to go that far to go to bumfuck nowhere with a bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah, no, I'm in that place in Ohio.
Fair enough.
I am. Yeah, no. We. There's a horse farm that way. Pan, I didn't tell you this. We had a.
Come on by and see my horse.
It was a 4-foot long. I can't remember what it was. Mm-hmm. I think it was an aquatic snake, sunning on a road.
Blah, blah, blah. I know the Latin name for it. I know what it is.
But
Nerodia Cipodon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was black and gray. Black and gray.
I can't. It's called the common water snake. That's why I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, Nerodia Cipodon. Yeah, they're super. Yeah, they're fun snakes.
Also venomous.
Fun, as in like dangerous fun or like
no.
fun?
You and I are talking about two
Not
different kinds of
poisonous?
snakes then. No. The common water snake is not venomous.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh.
It might not have been venomous, but the big way to tell is the triangle head. And we got close, and we were like, nope. My dad and I were like, nope. A good 4 foot long. I actually drove over it, not like I didn't run over it, but I drove over it with like my tires on each side of it because it was in the road. And then we pulled into my driveway because it was right in front of my house. And I was like, dang, that snake is huge, because we wanted to see if it was dead, and we were just going to take it off the road. No, it reared its head up and went, whoop, like, what are you doing getting close to me? And we're like, okay. Took a picture of it and walked away. And it slithered off the road into the ditch. That was Thursday. That was a fun day. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Morgan, and we've talked a little about what you've been going through, and that's also a thing too. Is just life challenges. Like, I mean, how often have the girls popped into my room, and like, it's just me that has to take care of them. So like, I don't get a lot of time to like. If I were to stream like every night or something like you would have to do, like I just like, oh, I gotta stop the stream because I think there's something about having minors on stream, some sort of rule. Yeah, and I just don't want to. That makes sense. Yeah, and I just don't want to mess with that because like, and also it's just my daughters. Like they're not, they shouldn't be.
You're not doing some.
I'm just gonna point out
some Daddy of 5 shit.
I'm just gonna point out, I also made it as a warning so that it's on the description. Not only is it on the description, I have it on the about section. Like, yo, if you are a person that is under 18, I'm not responsible for you. Please click off this stream. I'm like, I put it in the description. It's in the description every single time I start. Like, yo, I'm not a PG streamer. I can't be a PG streamer. I give credit to people that are PG streamers because you have to really, really restrict yourself to do this while playing a game. That means you can't play no M-rated mature games. You can't curse. You can't do none of that crazy stuff that a plus 18 streamer can do. So I give all credit to people that can even do that. But for me, I can't. So I have it in the description. It's point really blank, tricky. Period. You have no excuse to not. You have no excuse at all if you click on my streams and you see me, and you know what I'm all about. That's it.
Yeah. No, I'm
not your guardian. Don't hold me responsible. I'm not your guardian.
Yeah. And it's just like there's a lot of things that are part of my life that just prevent me from doing that. The bad internet, right? Like, I mean. That cut all sorts of streaming right off the bat. Like I just the Ghost Runner slideshow that I did a couple weeks ago is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like I also like obviously I'm more known in the Monster Hunter community as far as the podcast stuff goes. But Pan and I met through D&D in my ecologies. I have in comparison as to subscribers, I have 4 times the subscribers on my Reddit account than I do for the podcast. Like, and that's for my D&D stuff. And I'm still getting subscribers, still going up, Pan. It is still going up. I haven't written in 4 months. No, it's close to 6 months now. 6 months I haven't written an article.
Have you had time to listen to that short story I bought you?
I have been, yes.
Awesome.
It's the Witcher one, right? Yeah, I'm making sure it's the right one. Yeah, I have started it. I have not finished it. It is 11 hours, so I'm...
Oh, right. Okay, so the whole 11 hours is like the whole book, but it's a book of short stories.
Yeah. Okay, I can
I
jump
mainly
around.
got it for... Yeah, I got it for you mainly for the one short story, but I mean, the rest of them are fun, too.
Yeah, I've been listening to the whole thing. I haven't got far. I think I'm about 2 hours in, but... So, there's a lot to streaming that is just like a lot of yourself that wants to, to make that successful. And the thing is, frankly, I'm not willing to do that. That's why I do a podcast. Like, Pan can relate. Pan and I, we have lives outside of this stuff. And you know what? I tried for a minute to get my Monster Hunter and like the Hunter sub stuff to cross over with my Reddit stuff a bit. It didn't work. People just aren't interested in the other way around.
My apologies if y'all see me laughing and cheesing. I'm just looking at some stuff on Twitter and it got me dying, so continue.
I learned that even when I have all the time in the world during the COVID, I still could not be asked to spend enough time editing my own podcast stuff.
Yeah, for the D&D game you did, yeah.
Yeah, I still like that's kind of what a lot of it boiled down to, is that like I didn't have the dedication to sit down and edit stuff.
The thing is, for me,
What the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. Whoa. I will be, hold up guys, hold up. That was not supposed to happen. My whole Discord crashed. I'll be right back. Hold up, I told him I'll be right back. I don't know how that happened. That happened like straight out of nowhere. Like, wow. I could get on it through my browser, but I'd rather not. So I'm gonna see if I can make that work right now. That was so unexpected. I was enjoying the convo and everything while I was cheesing. Yeah, it's like, says the operation can't be completed. Alright, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to improvise. So I'll have to use my browser for the time being until Discord will actually activate as a program. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Thank God for Opera GX. Otherwise I'd be in trouble. I'm back. Sorry about that. But, it was Discord that actually crashed entirely. I don't know how that happened. Oh wait, hold on. It's not even connecting. It's not connecting. It says RTC connecting, and then after that, it just doesn't do anything. What the fuck? Okay. My sincere apologies, guys. This was not supposed to happen at all. That's terrible. I just closed Discord. I'm gonna open it up again. Alright, starting up now. Wow, we missed like 10 minutes worth. Well, 5 minutes worth. So I'll have to do some editing on that end. So I'll be cutting that out and putting it in.
Okay.
Morg, so where are we sitting at it for you while we're waiting for food?
Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm I am so sorry about that situation. That was not
shit
It's
happens,
okay.
man.
Well, okay,
Discord crashed on me.
Yeah,
no,
I've had that
that's
happen.
unfortunate. So my rating for this game, I think I would give it a solid, based off of what it's given us. Oh boy. It's somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9. Based off of what I knew what we were gonna get. And the fact that this game came out of nowhere, it was a complete surprise to me. And from the moment that I saw the first trailer, I was absolutely blown away. Holy shit. The minute that you see that wire bug first come out and you get a dog,
first flight.
They finally added my favorite pet in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Calamutes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, damn! I always wanted to have a dog in Monster Hunter, and now I get one!
Morg, check Discord when you have time, Morg. You are gonna laugh when you have time. Check it.
I'm sorry, Blinky.
Oh my god.
I'm a dog fan too. See? Good old Blinky.
Yeah, I will check it.
She is so
oh my god,
displeased with me right now. I was sleeping!
Ooh.
I'm sorry, dog.
You get to be the K9 unit. Like, think of it like this: if Monster Hunter was a police force, you get to be the K9 unit.
COD?
That's awesome.
Oh,
like,
God.
damn, yes, that is so based. And the fact that like they altered like all the monsters that we've known, like that we've grown up with for the longest time. Like Basario's getting Yukonlos' dig attack move, dude.
Yeah. That was cool. That was cool.
Like,
yeah.
And I like that Zinogre has like that power where he just like charges up his hand and he just goes, ooh, and then he just tiger uppercuts the shit out of you, and there's like lightning everywhere, and you just go flying. Like, if you're not prepared for that attack, you're gonna get blocked so hard. I never carded to Zinogre so many times in this game, and I've always thought Zinogre was pretty decently hard, except for in Iceborne, where he was like the easiest monster in the game. But like, holy shit! Damn! He's good in this game! Oh man! And like,
this is something that I want.
Fighting Ibushi and Narwa, that was so much fun! Like, honestly, like, there's a lot going for this game that makes it really, really good. Like, when you take, like, Worlds mechanics, and you combine it with GU, and then you top it up with Spider-Man, bruh. I love it. I don't really care what the community has to say about this. It's a good game. It's really good. I don't think that it's, like, technically, like, what Monster Hunter has always, like, been considered, like, since, like, its inception. But, like, it's a good fighter game. I will say that much. Like, for, like, a three-dimensional fighter game, holy shit, it's good. It's real good. Oh, my God.
So, Morg, you talking about...
over here just laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Morgan, this is something I wanted to talk about when we were talking about we were talking about the difficulty being easier. I will say the mechanics of the monsters feel more difficult. You are going to get hit more often. You're going to get hit by more stuff, and the AI is better, and like it's more difficult in that way. But the numbers of actually getting hit and carding are a lot lower, and that's where it feels easier. Yeah, I feel.
That is where it's easier. Like, Mega Potions being like Max Potions equivalent, it does make it easier.
They're not
like,
quite, but yeah.
There was actually a point, I'm going to admit this, I actually had a point, I was dreading this, the idea of them just removing the health bar altogether, and it just being a punching bag simulator, and I was like, fuck no, don't do that to my favorite game, please, just don't.
No, you need...
But I know that they're not going to do that.
You need risk.
It's got to have some challenge to it.
Yeah, no, you need risk. Taking out the health bar entirely would be terrible.
This is the only game Like, this is the only game where I enjoy fighting Kushala Daora. Like,
yo, that's facts though. That's facts though.
Elder Dragon
like, I don't get it. I love Kushala. Don't get me wrong.
That's facts though, because here's the deal.
The entire series.
Here's the deal though. Like, more often than not, everybody will have to use range combat against Kushi. Now you don't really have to do that. It's not mandatory. Either that or somebody will have to put in poison. It's not mandatory. So you gotta look at it from there.
That's so much.
I've never had problems with Kush in any of the games. Like, I think the hardest Kushala was 4 Ultimate, personally, and even then, I still soloed him. Like
until
I'm gonna come out. Yeah.
Until I got the hang of flash bombing Kushala in World, I'd say World was a pretty tough one because he just spams his tornadoes every fucking where.
That's true.
But his proximity is so bad.
I guess part of it was I played a lot of Longsword when I was fighting him a lot, and Longsword has the ability to hit the head and stay out of that wind range. So like that could be part of it too.
Yeah, you could just stick
what I was playing.
Well, Kushala Daora in World is apparently epileptic, so
yeah.
Yes, he does suffer from a lot of those.
You don't know this, Pan, but they fixed that in Iceborne.
You know what? The new meta, dude. The new meta could literally be that episode of Pokemon where it's the Porygon episode. You know, the one that is illegal now. We could just play that over and over and over again and just torture the shit out of Kushala Daora. I would totally do that. Oh my god, he deserves it. That bastard can blow himself. But anyways, yeah.
Like Kushala.
I know, it was a joke. Terrible joke. But anyways, he's a terrible monster. I hate him. I never liked him. Except for in GU, when you could just use aerial dual blades. And if you just use the young Garuga ones, like if they were poison, easy fight. So easy. But no, yeah, but like I was going to say that like even Chameleos, who is like my second favorite Elder Dragon in the entire series, behind White Fatalis, how they managed to improve him, I have no idea. Like he already seemed perfect, but like, he feels so good to fight. I like it. Yep. He can debuff you. He can hit you with like that toxic venom.
He steals your bird.
He turns invisible willy nilly. Yes.
He steals your bird buffs instead of stealing your max potions.
It's great.
I love that. I love that.
I mean,
I love that he doesn't steal my shit.
But like, it's really awesome. I don't know if he like steals the buffs from like say like might seeds or adamant seeds or stuff like that, but I mean like if he ever did that,
it's just
oh my god, he'd be even more amazing if he could steal buffs from you, like even like oh if only he could do that. Actually, that would be really cool. But like him being able to turn invisible willy-nilly, like even like in the middle of his attacks, whoa, holy shit, that's really awesome. And, like, I like it when he gets, like, super angry, little pitter-patter of the feet, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna hit you with this next move, and you have no idea how to deal with it, and you're like, I know how to deal with it. And you go, pew, pew, Spider-Man out of there, like, oh my god, it's so good.
I will say, I agree, that's the one thing.
Fun. I love that fight so much.
That's the one thing they weakened with him. They weakened his theme song. I really don't like his theme song in Rise.
Oh,
that's just me.
I like it. I like it just fine.
Because for me, I feel like I can barely hear the shit.
I also like the original more.
Like I can barely hear the shit in Rise, but if I play anything else, I'll hear it.
I love his theme either way. I love what Black Loot did with his theme. It is so good. It is so groovy, and it is the best metal. That it has such a jazzy tone to it. It is amazing.
I don't know,
but like what they did with him in Rise, like that orchestra, they took his theme and they just kind of made it like this epic. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very modern cinema, if you know what I mean. Like that's what every modern movie has in all their films. If it's an epic, it has to have orchestra in it, and that's what they did with Chameleos. They made him cinema epic.
He doesn't make the boing sound.
I love him.
The Bwong. What is it?
The Bwong sound from Inception.
I need to look at more of his music. Talking about Black Loot, because I've been doing a lot of Falcone.
Oh, I know what you mean. The
Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
I know what
dun,
you mean.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, where it's like almost like dramatic
Dun, dun,
foghorn.
I have that
noise.
soundtrack.
Yes,
I have the
know that
Inception
noise.
soundtrack.
Yes.
Oh man.
Malphite tune? Yes. The Black Loot covers are some of the best ones. They're so good. I love them. Better than Falcone. I'm sorry. But
Whoa!
you do it.
Whoa! We throwing shade at Falcone though? What's good?
Yeah, I am.
There's something I need to know.
Man.
What's good, bro? What's good?
Dude,
What's good?
dude, no. I was a patron. I was a patron of his on Patreon, and yeah, I found out that you'd have to pay like $20 a month, or sorry, no, $20 a cover in order to be able to like get requests from him. And it was really funny. He's like, I don't do requests. What are you talking about? You'd have to pay extra for that. And so then I go on later, and this is like a couple of years after the fact. And it's really funny. He apparently does metal covers, but he doesn't like metal. Which made no sense to me. It was really strange. And then, like, later on, I see, like, one of his posts on Twitter, and he goes, and he's like, hey, does anybody have any ideas about what I could be doing for my next cover? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting you'd say that. Do I have to pay you $20 for that, or are you just giving that up for free? And he's like, whoa, dude, what's your problem? And I'm like, oh, you don't remember our conversation, do you? I got a beef, man.
Of course he wouldn't remember. He does a lot of work.
Dude. Whatever, dude.
I'm still listening to his music.
Oh man, nah. All he does is bass and drums. He just plays over the original soundtrack. He doesn't have an original bone in his body.
The
shade.
shade.
Kidding. Oh my god.
More starting drama in Monster Hunter community. I'm telling.
But anyway. He's no Toxic Eternity, I'll tell you that much. That guy comes up with his own music, his own riffs. He reads the music, he creates his own tabs, and he shares it with people. And you want to know how much for? $10. $10. Half the price. He's a good guy. I would recommend following him. Toxic Eternity.
I'll check him out.
Jack Flieger.
I'm
Amazing artist. And he
to...
did the Tigrex theme for me. He actually did that. He takes recommendations. And I asked, hey, would you like to do the Tigrex theme? And he says, sure, I'll do it. And he when he was finished with it, he was like, oh, damn, man.
Family Jewels, fuck yeah.
The tempo changes so quickly. Oh, man.
I will say...
Family Jewels? You don't like Family
to...
Jewels? He does some pretty good stuff.
I have to...
Game Metal also does pretty good stuff as well. Game Metal?
Go ahead.
Good artist.
Morg.
Yeah. Yes.
We do have to plug Wolfie. She does do our theme for this podcast.
Wolfie Melon, yes.
Wolfie Melon is an amazing pianist.
Can I?
He is the pianist.
I'm gonna see if I can look that up. I think I follow her. Yes, I do. I follow her. Nice. I would definitely...
Wolfie's a good friend of the show. She does our theme. We've had her on a couple times. It's hard to get her on though because she's in Germany, so. It's
and she's super busy, so I mean, like she teaches music, doesn't she?
She's a grade school teacher, and she has been a music teacher in the past. Past. No, I think she's right now just grade. But I think she's
awesome.
Been in the music department before. I don't know.
I hope those kids don't stress her out, or I'm coming in there. I'll teach those kids something.
I'm sure she has many people with her in Germany that will beat up kids for her.
Actually, that is true. My brother, he went on a Euro trip once, and when he was in Germany, he saw that there were a couple of these dudes from I can't remember where they were from, but they were not from Germany, and so they tried to go across the crosswalk when it said don't cross. There was no traffic or anything like that, but they figured, we'll go anyways. And of course, there's a little old granny that was right there with a stick, and you know what happens if you break the rules. And little granny should come over, whack right in the shin, and they're like, what's wrong? And she's like, don't cross until you're ready. And they're like, sorry, Grandma. It's the funniest thing. Oh my God, he was laughing his ass off when he saw that happen. You don't mess with a little German old lady. Like, Granny's gonna smack you good. But anyways.
Man,
there's a lot of good music out there. A lot of good musicians.
Personally, I've been stuck on the Ghost Runner soundtrack. Daniel Deluxe is the composer of that stuff, and dear goodness, got the kids dancing to it the other day. Monster Hunter Rise is great. I think we've all said that. Is there anything more that we want to say about the up and coming, like content creator stuff? Pan, I know that's not much because you're just on this with me. So
I said that while you were getting some water for the girl. I was like, guys, I'm just gonna smile and nod while y'all talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I just realized
I
didn't
have
give
a
my
couple
criticisms about Rise. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got one, just the one.
Okay.
And it is this: they need to have a better use for the Apex materials. And you want to know what I came up with?
Yeah.
You get Apex armor and gear. What you do is you fight the base level monster, not the Apex one, but the base level one. You upgrade that up to the maximum that you can. And then what you do is you fight the Apexes. And then you use those materials to upgrade the base level stuff into the Apex armor and weapons, which would have like their own soul system for like the armor, and then a soul system for the weapon that would be unique to that Apex,
like they did with the Bushi and Narwa.
The great thing about it is it makes those weaker monsters relevant still. If you make it so that you can fight them, farm them, and then you upgrade with the Apex stuff, where the Apex stuff would have its own unique system. Kind of similar to like Hyper, but also Deviant at the same time. I don't know. I think GU's kind of rubbed off on me, but I think it would have been a really cool concept to see that, in my mind. Then it would have been a perfect game. Then it would have blown everything out of the water.
If it's okay, I do want to promote. I know we're done talking about music. I'm going to promote some artists. I do want to promote one more. I want to
yes,
even though we rarely talk at all, I do have to praise this guy's music because he always puts out solid music. Check out Shim Shion. He does pretty damn good Sonic music. So that's definitely one dude I'd recommend. Whenever y'all want some instrumentals or something like that, I think he does that stuff. So that's definitely one option there for you guys, especially if you guys are you like Sonic the Hedgehog. He does stuff like that, but I think he does other ones too. So Shim Shion is definitely an option. As for what I think about the content creating, all I pretty much have to say is this: the last couple of things, for streamers, small streamers, have fun, enjoy streaming, set your goals slowly. I got censored. Hell, you mean? Set your goals slowly when it goes to streaming, because it'd be best if you start slow. It'd be best if you start low first when it goes to streaming. And if you feel like it's something that you really want to do, then just work your way up and set small goals for yourself. Don't let platforms, and here's the thing, I have to call Twitch out for this. Don't let platforms like Twitch dictate what goals you personally want to set. And there's that. And if you really want to take it serious, I will say one more thing. Focus on your branding. That is very, very important, is to focus on your branding, so then that way everybody can know who you are, what what people can see from you as a content creator. So I think stuff like that can work, like emotes.
You even got your brand shirt on.
Right. I mean, one of my brand shirts was my former brand shirts. I got one of them. I got one of them inside the dresser right now, but because got one inside the dresser because I think there's that.
I don't have my own, sadly.
Yeah, pretty much. So
this is not Hunter stuff. This is just the quest clear from. I think it's
still Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
people are gonna know what that is.
I like it.
People are gonna know what that is. So basically that's just it. As just focus on your branding, focus on having fun. Just be the best you that you can be, and
Switch
don't
box,
and if you can, If you feel like doing it, go ahead and switch spots. Don't ever be afraid to switch spots, especially if you're small and you don't have a community at the moment. You'll see who your real people are if they follow you.
Yeah, I will say our biggest thing is there's quite a bit of like the social aspect of this podcast is a lot through Twitter, but really the core audience for this podcast is in our Discord. A lot of people talking about stuff. A lot of people who listen to the episode, and I'm open and I'll talk to people about everything in the Discord. Like I don't like, we hunt together. We have a lot of people that come in and hunt. And obviously, you're in there now, Pooh, and if you need someone to hunt with, you're welcome to stay and hunt with people. I always say that. I've had people say like, "Hey, let's hunt together," and I'm like, I don't mean to sound like, "Hey, go here so that you can hunt with me," because I really don't like that. Where there are some content creators, and I'm not going to call it names, but I don't enjoy when they're like, "Hey, get in line and we'll take a turn." It's like, no.
See, this will make sense if you have multiple people. If you have multiple people that want to hunt with you, I would completely understand that because you want to hunt with everybody. I would get that because I know one particular streamer that used to do that. I miss her to death. I am going to call her out because I love her to death. Verlar Synth was one of those streamers where she had a lot of people that really want to hunt with her. She always want to help them out, but she also wanted to have fun with her community. So she would have it as, okay, everybody, they have a hunt, and if they fail, then they have a run back hunt, and then after that, they'll rotate. That's fine because you have that many people. You can do that. But if you don't have that many people...
If I had that many people, I still wouldn't do that. I'd still be like, "Hey, I'm gonna hunt with you tonight. Like, this is our night." Like, now I might rotate that way, but like, I like to get to know people, have a conversation while we're hunting, kind of like we're doing here on the podcast. Like, just like an actual like just an allotment of time versus like 1 or 2 hunts. It's just like I don't know. I feel like 1 or 2 hunts is really short. A really short amount of time to actually get to know someone and talk to them. And it's just like, I'd rather just hunt with you like all the time. And we have a lot of people who were just listeners just in the Discord, and we've hunted together several times now. Granted, yes, we don't have as many people to line up and hunt together in our Discord, of course. But like I say, I will hunt with people. I mean, we had JCon recently. My brother and I hunted with him and his son. That was really fun. Wow, she's just in and gone. She just ran out. I don't know if you guys even saw her.
No.
I felt her as she ran.
Tell you felt the presence.
They're always behind
Holy
the
cow.
door.
She's really good about that.
She sensed the presence. Like, I feel like I should be turning in this direction.
I had to explain a little bit. So my oldest daughter's in the top bunk, and she can't get up there by herself. So I have to get in there and pull her back up to the top bunk. Whereas my younger daughter, she just zip in, zip out. She's just like, she just came out. I have to go potty. It's like, okay, cool. Now she left everything open. All the doors are open. All the lights are on. Like, I'll have to fix that. But good thing this is actually a mic that won't pick up. I don't think it'll pick up the TV outside. But
I don't hear anything, so it's all fine.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got the expensive like Rode Procaster. It's only for voices, so it doesn't even pick up the game. I can be sitting here have the game like on what I can feel is a comfortable level with my headphones on, and it won't pick up on the microphone at all.
True story. He was doing it earlier.
Yeah. I was playing Call of Duty while I was waiting for you guys to get on.
Ribs. It feels like you're at a rock concert.
Yeah, and I suck. Days. Like my hearing sucks, so like I have to have the TV on pretty loud in comparison to most people. So,
do you get tinnitus as well? It hurts.
I don't get tinnitus. That is my life, dude. I constantly hear ringing in my ears. That has been true since I was 20.
I wear hearing protection at concerts.
I don't go to concerts. It's never been a thing for me.
Oh.
I always wanted to go to a concert. Like, there's specific concerts I always wanted to go to. For me, I always wanted to go to a Travis Scott concert. Because I know that motherfucker is crazy when he do concerts. So that's definitely one spot I always wanted to go to. Is his concerts. I always wanted to go to one such as... I'm going to go to Icon for Hire concert if it ever happens. If y'all don't know who Icon for Hire is, they're They're like a very underrated, very good rock band. So I would definitely say check them out whenever you guys have time. And last but not least, I want to go to a J. Cole concert. Those are the 3 concerts.
Oh my god, you want to go to J. Cole?
Yes. Yes, I would love to go to a J. Cole concert.
No.
That's just me.
That's not good.
Hey, Fortron.
That would probably be really fun, actually.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I was getting there. That all being said, we probably have to wrap up for tonight. Thank you for coming on, Pooh. It was nice getting to know you, get to talk. I'm glad we got to both review Monster Hunter and talk about the streaming stuff, because it's. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, may I have permission to promote myself, because I don't know if I'll ever be back on here.
Yeah, no,
again.
we do that. We do that.
I have to do
absolutely. So
and you're welcome on as well.
To find stuff about this podcast and other things, you can follow me at Hunters Hub Pod on Twitter. Obviously, we have Hunters Hub Pod on Twitch as well, and of course, join our Discord. You can find it on my Twitter. And that being said, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I normally just say at the end, Pooh, so where can we find you and everything you do, and plug away.
For people that want to find me, I have 2 spots where you can find me. My Glimesh channel and my YouTube channel. You can find them. The name is Spectacular Pooh 2414. Now, seeing as I tried to send a link earlier but couldn't do it, you guys are absolutely free to do that. That's my Glimesh link. So for you guys, hold on 1 minute. I'll put it up.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of
I'll put it up.
You gave me that link.
Yeah. I'll put it up in the post episode discussion, because that's where we're about to end here. So there's the link for that. There's also my Guilded server. If you guys want to hop in on my Guilded server, I chill out with my community of fandoms. We talk about basically a lot of things. We chill out and we vibe as a community. We have wrestling nights. We do that. We just really chill and chill out as a community, and that's always a great thing. I also have a merchandise, so if you guys want some merch from me, like the merch I have here, you can check out the Lightning store, where I use Teespring to basically get it out from there. There's all the designs and all the stuff there. I have one Monster Hunter one up right now, but hopefully at some point I'll probably look to add more. I don't want to add too much, because I don't want to make money off the series. I only want to make money off of my stuff. So there's that. So that's all the stuff you can find me. The only thing I didn't promote is my Guilded link, but I'm sure you guys can find it on when you go on YouTube, or when you go on my Glimesh channel. You press !Guilded, and you could just you can chill from there. And there you go. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, no, don't feel bad about plugging
cool
yourself.
Discord. I'd check it out.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Damn it, I might actually have to go and buy some. I have to buy 2 T-shirts from you, man. I have to get the Monster Hunter one, and I gotta represent the merch as well. I gotta do it.
Hey, bro. I got a
for
sure, bro.
I'm gonna use it.
I have thought off and on for a couple of years of doing merch, and what's been because I actually want to go to a convention or something and actually have it for then. So I've yet to go to a convention with Hunter's Hub, but when I do that, there was a quote from Reddit, and I actually really like this as a good tagline for a shirt. Someone asked on Reddit, what's a good Monster Hunter podcast? And someone actually suggested the Hunter's Hub. This was a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh, cool. It wasn't me. It wasn't anyone I knew. It was just someone who just was on Reddit and had remembered me from being a moderator and followed me from there. And they're like, the guy had said, yeah, just check out the Hunter's Hub. And the reply to this comment was the one I want to make a shirt. And it says, this guy hubs. And I was like, oh man,
my
I want to make that a shirt.
You could call it if any of you guys ever decide to do stuff like that, you could call it the since now you're a podcast, you could call it the Hub Store or some shit like that. I don't know. I tried.
It's fine.
The Hub area, the Gathering Hub, something. I know you're.
Episode title: The Other Hub.
The Other Hub.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Now we're gonna. Oh my god. Is our intro music gonna be like the community theme? The boom.
What?
Boom.
Oh,
is it
what
really
was
gonna
it?
be that, man? Like, are we gonna have
We
to like
already
rebrand and change our logo so that it
You could
fits?
call it the
already
melding
had-
story.
We already had the episode titled "Rocking Out with Your Odos" out. Like we already had that, so
Oh yeah.
that was fun.
Man.
That was a good one. But
Odo,
yeah,
the
again,
Red
thank you for
Rocket.
coming on. Thank you for coming on, Pooh.
Bad dog.
We're gonna end it up for the night, and yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming,
Good night.
and
Take care,
expect
everybody.
audio in a day or two.
Stay
So, yeah.
safe. Stay safe. Wear a mask and don't be a dickhead. Plain simple.
Yep. Appreciate your buds. They're there for you.